We are Ham Radio. Hey everybody, it's Freddie Mac, your Ham Radio Crusader, and yeah, we're sitting here watching the Tuesday night premieres from the Ham Radio Kids Table group, and I'm also getting ready to call Annette that I do every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central on node 576335. That's my cloud hub, so join up, have some fun, 7 p.m. Central. It's a social net, lasts for about an hour because there's a net that comes in right behind us. So, have you tried to install the new ASL3 version in Debian Trixie or Debian 13 Trixie? Everybody's using that catchphrase, Trixie, the Trixie version of ASL3. I have had a little snafu with it at first because SkywarnPlus didn't quite jive with it, but Jory, W5GLE, fixed that up for us, so thanks to Jory. But it's all working on there, but I haven't actually done an install video of it yet. So this is a quick and dirty install video of ASL3 Trixie, and it's going to kind of lead up to the second part of the video where we install the newly introduced announcement manager by James in November 5 Alpha Delta over there in Mena, Arkansas. So yeah, stay tuned. This is a neat little deal, but I wanted to run through some little things on Trixie that you might not be ready for or could be ready for or might not be aware of. So let's check it out. Here's how we do it. So the first thing we want to do is download our image, download our current image of AllStarLink version 3. Now, as you can see right here, there's still this is the Bookworm version that ends with .20, but which is Debian 12. But they now have the Debian 13 version of Trixie right here, the 3.1.1, which I have already downloaded. And then we can just open up. So you can see here when I open Raspberry Pi Imager, it's version 1.9.6. There is a version 2. whatever, but I noticed immediately that they took away some customization settings for the node. Or I didn't go forward, so I reverted back to version 1.9.6, and it's constantly asking me to update, and I keep telling it no for the time being. We'll see what happens in the future. First thing you want to do, choose your device. I'm using a Raspberry Pi 4. Choose the OS. I'm going to go down all the way to the bottom and use the custom image that I have already downloaded. And there they are. This .20 on the end is the Debian 12. This .3.1.1 is the Debian 13 Trixie version. As of this date is the latest version of AllStarLink version 3 and Debian 13. So we're going to actually use it so I can show you a few things in here as well. We're going to choose the storage device I've got attached. Hit next. And I'm going to edit settings because I still want to be able to do this. We're going to do a node 577884 for this tutorial, and I'll set up some general settings here. Going to change my wireless LAN country to US and put my time zone settings in there, and that's me, America, Chicago. And services. Now, sometimes I've had issue with this part right here, and there's something already in here for a public authentication key that I don't use, so I delete that. And I use password authentication. I don't know if that little glitch ever got fixed or not, but this is what I do. I'm going to apply the OS customization settings, hit yes, and hit yes. Everything on that little SD card will be erased. And I will write my new image here. All right, now our image has written successfully to our micro SD card. I'm going to now detach it from the computer and go put it in the Raspberry Pi 4. Be right back. Okay, here we are at the initial screen. I've booted up the Raspberry Pi 4, gone to node 577.884.local, and we'll go to the web admin portal, aka the Cockpit. Now, this part looks the same, but when we go to the Cockpit in Trixie, it's not going to look the same as it did in Debian 12/Bookworm. See, it's kind of vanilla right now. Whether this changes in the future or not, I don't know, but this is what we have right now. And we've logged in, and you can tell the color scheme is a little different, but the layout is pretty much the same. So this is all pretty much standard stuff. I kind of exit out so that I can see everything else. And the first thing I'm going to do now is go down to terminal and do a basic setup on the node. And one thing you need to know, this window right here is kind of fluid. So it will change in the command line. Sometimes you won't be able to see your prompt at the bottom of the screen, and sometimes you have to either take your thumb wheel and scroll down or hit the down arrow on your keyboard. But since we're in the menu system, that really doesn't apply here that much. So let's do a basic setup. And since we're doing a radioless setup for this comparison, I'm going to do hub with no radio interface. But I can also do half duplex, whatever, you know, like we did before. But if you have an AllScan, UCI, or the hotspot radios, repeater, USB, Pi Hat, kits for hams, Pi Hat, you've got some pre-designated configurations here that you can choose for a particular device. Since this is a radioless setup, we're going to go with hub. Or yeah, we're going to go with hub with no radio interface. And it says node setup menu allows you to select or enable some common changes to your configuration. Do you want to customize this configuration for the node? Actually, I don't, but we're going to hit yes just so you can see what is there. And this is where we were talking about some common vendor types that get used for AllStarLink nodes, or if you want to do some other customized settings. I'm just going to hit OK here, restart Asterisk. And sometimes I get this message. I don't know why, but I do. But we'll fix that here in just a minute. So let's update our AMI password for the purposes of this video. And I'm going to change that IAX port to 4578, restart Asterisk, and I'm going to back out of the menu system. Now it says the unit file, source configuration file, or drop-ins of Allmon3.service changed on the disk, so we need to run sudo system control daemon, D-A-E-M-O-N, dash reload. You got to spell it right because I type too fast for my brain. Hit enter and everything should be fine. So I'm going to do a sudo asterisk.sh and it looks like everything's cool. So now that I've got the node set up, I'm going to do a sudo apt update, see if there's anything out there that needs to be updated, and all packages are up to date. So now let's real quick, we're going to install SayTimeWeather just to make sure everything is jiving okay on Trixie. And here's TimeWeather announcement in my GitHub repository. And you can change with CD if you want to, if you're not already in the root directory, but I am. So we're going to do sudo wget and pull down that installer script file for SayTimeWeather. Then we're going to make it executable, and then we're going to run it. But I'm going to put in my zip code and my node number. After I've initially set up a node, or sometimes during the initial setup, it'll just reboot. So if this happens to you, just be patient, let it reboot, and then go back in. And you may have to start over again. I don't know. I'm not sure why this happens, but it happens sometimes. And granted, it doesn't happen every time, but it happens. I thought I got that wrong. Okay, so we've logged back in, and we're going to try SayTimeWeather again. And hit enter, and let it roll. Now you notice right here, you see this toolbar over here has a gap between the bottom of it and the bottom, and that's because when it scrolls down, sometimes it doesn't adjust the scroll. So you may not always know what's going on at the bottom of the screen, so be aware of that. All right, SayTimeWeather has been installed. So we're going to clear that, and we're going to go to the multi-app installer because we got to have Supermon installed. I mean, we don't have to have Supermon installed, I don't think it's a prerequisite for this new thing that we're about to do. But let's run through it anyway, just so we can show you what it looks like on Trixie. So we're going to come to the ASL3 multi-app install because we do need Supermon, or we would prefer Supermon. I don't know that it's an absolute must for this new feature, this announcement manager that we're going to run, but I like to have it in there myself. So let's grab that installer file and download it. That's multi-app install, and then we're going to make it executable. And then we can choose what we want to install. Now, at the time of this video, DV-Switch is having an issue. That's going to be fixed very, very soon. But I'm going to skip it for this installation so that we don't run into any issues to confuse anyone. So, we're going to install AllScan, Supermon, and SkywarnPlus. So, behind the script file, we're going to put ASW. So, there's the script file. We're going to go sudo and -ASW for AllScan, Supermon, and SkywarnPlus. And we're going to let this installation go. But you can see right now that it's already scrolled up, but the screen doesn't match it. And we've just kind of got to be aware of that and keep up, because there's some prompts in here where it stops and asks for some input, and you need to be aware that it's doing that. Because if you just let it sit there and you think, hey, this is locked up or something, but no. Most of the time it's just, it hasn't scrolled the screen correctly. And there it does it again. All right, now AllScan needs us to Y to confirm or other key to exit, but I'm going to hit yes. Then we got to hit yes again. I had to scroll down just a little bit there. Then we get another prompt here. Hit any key to confirm. So I just hit enter. Then Y to confirm. Had to scroll down there. And I'll scroll down a lot here. For some reason, I just don't know why it doesn't refresh the placement of the scroll. Hopefully that gets fixed in a later update. Or you could just use your own separate SSH session, but sometimes I use the browser session because it's convenient. And again. All right, then we hit yes for SkywarnPlus to continue. This is an ASL3 installation, and we're getting close to being done, but we've got to get through this installation as well. I do want the cron interval. I do want the Supermon workaround, and I do want to do a quick setup of my config.yaml for SkywarnPlus. There's just two things I want to do right now before I forget about it. Put in my node number, and then put my county code in here. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot more to this setup, but this helps me out. Control X, yes to save. Enter to exit, and we are done. So yes, those three things are finished. So I'm going to clear the baffles here. So I'm going to do a quick setup of my Supermon so that we can have it ready. So I'm going to do a sudo nano var www HTML Supermon Allmon.ini. So this will tell my Supermon what nodes to look for. And right now I've just got a single node in there. So 577.884. And if I had more than one node, I would have added it there, but I don't. And I just have the one node. Now the password here is the AMI password you set up in the ASL menu. This is not going to be the password to log you into Supermon. This allows Supermon to log into the Asterisk server so that you can connect and disconnect from other nodes. And we set that for password 2026. Now the second node stanza here, since we only have one node configured, we're going to comment it out to eliminate any confusion. Control X, yes to save, enter to exit. And then we're going to customize our installation by altering and editing our global.inc. And we'll run through this real fast. Control X, yes to save, enter to exit. And now we need to set our Supermon password. So let's cd var www HTML Supermon, hit enter. We have to be in this folder before we can set our Supermon login password. So we're going to type in sudo, then httpswd space dash small c upper b space dot httpswd and then space, and then I want my username to be my call sign to log in to Supermon. Hit enter, and it's going to ask you for a password. For the purposes of this video, we're using password 2026. And we should be able to log into Supermon now. But now we need to also set our password for Allmon3. So let's do a sudo Allmon3 -passwd kd5fmu. We're going to use password 2026 for the purposes of this video. And I didn't make a match, so hit the up arrow. Let's do it again. And I got it right that time. But then we got to do a sudo system control restart Allmon3 so that those changes take effect. So let's take a quick look and just make sure our browsers, our dashboards are working. Okay, here's our 577884. And our login is successful. And we could just do a quick connect up to the parent node just to make sure everything is jiving. And our connection is established. And then we can disconnect. And we're done there. So let's go over to Supermon. And here's the front page. Now, some of y'all don't always read this page because you see right here at the top, it says to log in, you must activate a node number first from the menu bar, which is right here. Then log in using the header login link. So if you hit login here and you log in, it will not take it even if you have it right. So you've got to come over here and select a node or all nodes so that you can see your node. Then you can log in. And boom, you're logged in to your Supermon and your custom information that you set up is right here. Yes, right here the no report is not working by default, but I'll have a link to the video to fix that in this video. You'll see the link or the card or whatever. Not a hard fix. It's super easy to do. So let's log out of this. And now we're ready to install Announcement Manager.